It's official. DUNU has come out with an upgrade for their very popular SA6 earphone. So this model is their new SA6 Mark II. It's an improvement on the original that came out a couple of years ago and has been very, very successful. I'm not a BA guy. I'm not a big fan of balanced armature drivers, earphones, regardless of how many BAs in that particular shell. But one thing I can say is that if you tune a very high quality BA well, you will be able to enjoy very good sound, and that's the truth. I might always be a big fan of earphones that come with a dynamic driver, always regardless of price or anything, but I do think there is a reason why the SA6 was very popular, and the SA6 Mark II will be an improvement. It brought some upgrades that will interest a lot of people. This new model will go for $580, and that's the price tag that you will be looking at paying to get your hands on this particular model. So let's see what you get. First of all, there is an improvement in the tuning. The company went back to the drawing board to work on the tuning from the original. They had to adjust the mid-range for better vocal performance. The treble also was adjusted, especially in the upper region, just to tame down that brightness, because the original SA6 was quite bright. It was very bright. Like I know people that talked about the fact that maybe they didn't end up enjoying the product because of how bright it was. And you know, it's not always ideal. It's not always ideal to have a super bright earphone. It's not always ideal to have a super bright earphone. The companies need to stop that. They do tune their earphones to be very revealing, and at the end of the day makes it very uncomfortable for anyone to actually listen to their product. So that's something that a lot of people get really upset with. So they've worked on this. They've worked on this. They've done it in such a way to improve the detail you get with this earphone without having it be too harsh or too bright for anyone to sit down and enjoy high quality audio with it. So the other thing they've worked on is low end, the bass. You know, I've always said this: no matter how good earphone is, no matter how good an IEM is, if your bass is not good, if the bass cannot be reproduced those low registers properly, that earphone is going to fail, because no one wants to listen to a very bright earphone that will never appeal to their ears in general. So it's something that's it's something that you have to know before you get any earphone. That bass has to hit hard. That bass has to be very well controlled without being muddy or distorted. So it's very important. But the company claims that they've worked on the bass, that the bass has been reworked and has been retuned from the original SA6. The low end response has been increased to achieve more engaging experience while keeping the mid range clean. The only thing there is that the fact that, you know, because it's all BA, I'm not always a huge fan of BAs producing bass, because no matter how good BAs are for vocals and treble, just for it to produce BAs, it's not always ideal, because they don't deliver very impactful bass overall. But the company is promising that the SA6 Mark II will give you good bass response. But let's see what happens when a lot of people get their hands on it. And another upgrade is interchangeable plugs. This new model is bundled with a Hulk Pro Mini high purity copper cable, which comes with all the plugs that you need, like a 3.5 millimeter connector and a 4.4 millimeter connector. So you have all the connectors that you probably require to use it with your digital audio player to listen to the best music possible, and be able to enjoy high quality, high res audio in general. So look, very, very good product. There are new ear tips that they are going to add for you this time around. It was not there before. They've added new ear tips. There is also a redesigned ergonomics for the shape of the earphone, so that it can fit your ears without giving you any discomfort. So they didn't make it in the old fashion. They made this in a better fashion, so that it can stay in your ears and not give you ear fatigue for a long period of time. So that's the advantage of this new model. In terms of ear tip, they added this extra large size that you can use with the earphone and be able to fit your ears. I'm always looking for the smallest ear tips. That's why I always use my special ear tip from Weezer. Their Easy Tips VC20. That's my favorite earphone, and I use the smallest size. So even though this earphone gets sent to me, I will always still use that ear tip on it. It's the best ear tip I've ever heard. Out of every other ear tip that I've ever tested, is by far the best ear tip. But the company is not going to include that. You have to buy that separately, and that's my own recommendation. So other than that, it's definitely going to be a very good earphone you have to look at. There is a new protective designer carry case that it's coming with, and it has a studio grade performance, so you can still use it in a studio if you choose to. I will drop details for the new DUNU SA6 Mark II in the description. Check it out, subscribe to the channel, like our content. I'll see you guys very much next time.